All right, in today's video, we're going to clean this mess of wires up. And so this is my partner's side of the bed. And she asked me to clean up these wires, so we're going to do that. And so right now we have like a regular 3-outlet extension cord plugged in, and it has a little flat plug in the back of the bed there. So what I did is I ordered this, and this has lots of plugs on it. I really didn't need extra plugs, but it came that way. And the reason why I ordered this is because it has the mounting holes on it. Most extension cords don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount it up here, try and keep it neat. I'm going to make the little switch on the side accessible. This is a surge protecting outlet also. And we're probably going to be going through sheetrock. I don't think I'll be lucky enough to hit the beams. So we have anchors. And we're going to use the Toggler 3/16. Those are the smallest ones they make. So we have them here. And we're going to use a 3/16 drill to make a hole, of course. And then we have the driver. I got the Milwaukee M12s. This is my favorite duo. I use this a lot on job sites. I also have larger drivers and drills, but this really does most of my tasks. We're going to use a pen to mark the holes. We're going to tidy up this other cord. Now this is my internet cord. This is a Cat 6 cable, but it's flat. And this is coming from my router in the living room. It's like goes through the closet and all the way to my router around the corner. So I'm going to attach that also. I'm going to show you how I do that. And we're going to be using these little cable clips. I got a little bullet here to level this when we put it on the wall. Let's see, we got some tie straps to make things a bit more secure with the loose wires. Let's see, I got pointy nose pliers, got a hammer, snips, and a quick word about the size screws that you can use with these anchors. They come with number 8 screws, kind of large heads, and sometimes you have a tiny hole, like you see the one right here on the right side. We're not going to use those. We're going to use the one right in the middle. So these number 8s will fit, but you can use a smaller thickness of screw, and these are number 6s, because if you look at the back of the bag, it'll say you can use number 4 to number 9 thickness screws. I've never saw a number 9 before. It usually goes to 10, 4, 6, 8, 10, and upward. But yeah, so a lot of people don't know you can use different screws for these anchors. So we're sticking with the ones that come in the bag. Got my little M12 flashlight to make things a bit brighter here. And so let's get started. All right, so after we decide on a location, we're going to get the Sharpie and the bullet level in this. And I decided that I want to do it like this, because the outlet's over here behind the bed. And I'm just going to run the cord alongside. Not too sure if I'm going to secure it, because these clips are a little bit too small for this gauge wire. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just take the bullet level and make sure it's decent. Alright, and then we're going to mark smack in the middle. Right there, and a little hard to see underneath here. This is close. Boom. It's close to the wire. It doesn't give you too much room. I'm going to show you the mark I did here. Okay, so a little black magic marker there, one there. And we're going to drill the holes. Alright, and now if you do find yourself hitting wood when you go through, then you can not use the, you wouldn't need the anchors. But you can still use them even if you hit wood. All right, so. All right, and in a lot of these old apartment buildings, there could be 2 layers of sheetrock, kind of tricking you into thinking there might be a stud behind it, you know, so that it still could be resistance. But as you see, there's powder all the way through. There's no wood shavings. So it's all sheetrock, and you want anchors, because if you just go straight into the sheetrock with with screws, it's going to come out easy when you start plugging and everything in. All right, you don't want to ream out the hole. You just want to go in and out. Otherwise, these anchors won't fit in securely. There's little fins on the side that keep it from spinning, and if the hole is too big, this will spin when you go to put the screw in, and it's frustrating. So let's get that in, get it started. That should have resistance when you put it in a little bit, once it hits those little fins. And then you take your hammer, right? Knock it in. All right, and then take the screw and get the driver ready. All right, I got a number 2 bit in there, Phillips head. And you got a good bit. The screw should stay in there. What I like doing, lots of times, if there's a mounting hole on the item I'm putting in there, I'm going to put it right through to keep it in place, and then hold it over the anchor, right? All right, and we're going to keep that loose. We're not going to fire that in all the way, okay, until we get the other screw in. And again, let's make sure you can see it. Make sure it'll block the light. And let's move that over. There we go. Of course, the screw's always going to drop out. All right, and let's see. We got to be quick. Kind of jab it. Okay. And let's see, you know what? We can fire this one in decently. Okay, you hear that little ratchet? And then if you want super duper anal, you can put the level on and then slide this back and forth until it looks acceptable. And actually, it won't slide anymore because the screw is a little bit thicker than the slot. So I'm going to keep it there. That's good enough for me. And let's see if I can place the camera here. Okay, better view for you. I should have did this before with the drilling. Okay, it's nice and tight. This way, when you plug things in and out, it'll stay put. I'm plugging it into itself. Huh. Now it's still got a little movement because the plastic mounting lip on this is kind of thin, but it's doing the trick. Now, if you didn't have anchors in here, these screws would probably loosen up after you unplug things a few times on and off. You don't want that. Okay, so we're just going to unravel this and plug it in behind the bed. Just keep in mind, if you have a very limited amount of space and you have to rock the plug out, you have to be really, really careful that you don't touch the hot wire. That would be funny if I got zapped while on video. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's in. And we're going to now plug the light in, and then we're going to tidy this cord up. Put it on the bottom. Okay. And then you can take a tie strap and just roll up the cord. It's not laying on the floor and makes it a wee bit easier to vacuum. And we're just going to take this. Now this tie strap is a little extra long. We didn't need a long one, but we can trim it. That's what I have now. Okay, and then use the snips. I may just take a little cable clip. I have to get a little extra, so I'm going to save the clip, but you can take a clip like this, a little nail, and just use that to hold it against the wall, so it's not just dangling. All right, and then let's see if I can do that. That looks a little bit neater there. And then next, we're going to just put a few clips in for this internet cable. All right, so being that we got the electrical stuff pretty much out of the way, we're going to look at this flat Cat 6 cable. And we're going to use these little clips. And these little clips can be a wee bit awkward because the nails are short and it's hard to hold this in place and hammer it without mashing your thumb. So here is the trick that I like doing, and it's just using a pair of needle nose pliers. I'm going to pull this out. Okay, and keep it towards the head so when you bang it, you're really not keeping the nail from going in. And we're going to place it here for a starter, right? Okay, now it's into the wood. Okay. Now it's not an absolute hard clamp, but it's enough to keep it in place a fair amount. So let's start again with this one. And you can always pull it a wee bit tighter after you get it started. Okay. Ready? All right. And I have one more clip, so I'll put that one more clip over here on the end. It comes in handy if you're semi-ambidextrous, where both hands come in handy. Okay. All right. Yeah, dusty here still. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so there you go. If I can find one more clip in my tool bag, I'm probably going to put this up against there. You get the idea. And if you ever want to move it, it's easy to just yank on the cord and pull that out. And so there's my part of my tool set. So I'm going to look through here, see if I have an extra clip. But anyway, so there you go. It's all cleaned up. Let me put the other light on. And looks a lot neater, especially after I vacuum that up. So there you go. Appreciate it if you give a thumbs up and a subscribe. I have a lot of other great tips on the channel. Thanks for watching.